Are you all happy? How do you feel about this new venture? Is it interesting? Please feel free to share your experience with us. I have seen some of your homeworks. It was really excellent. Keep on going like this. In the last class, we have found out how to find out buoyancy. That is, buoyancy is equal to weight of the object in air minus weight of the object in the liquid. Today, we will be discussing about the factors affecting buoyancy. Factors affecting buoyancy. Now, let's do one experiment. For this, we are taking 3 different liquids of same quantity, say 200 ml in the 3 beakers. The first beaker contains water. The second one it is saline water. Saline water means what? Yes, it is salt water itself. And the third one contains kerosene. Is it clear? Now, what we are going to do first is, we are going to measure the weight of this stone in air using a spring balance. Shall we do it? Okay. So, I am going to measure the weight of this stone in air. Yes. Just see, what is the weight of the stone? It is 70 grams. Now, we are going to measure the weight of the same stone in water. Now, can you see the reading? It is 40 grams. How much? It is 40 grams. Now, let's see the weight of the same stone in saline water. Yes, just see how much? It is 30 grams. Okay, now we are going to find the weight of the same stone in kerosene. Yes, how much? It is 50 grams. What's the reason for the difference in weight in these liquids? You all know, we all are human beings, right? Are we alike? No. We are having different character, weight, height, etc. The same way, all these liquids have different density. So, the first factor affecting buoyancy is density of the liquid. So here, these 3 liquids have different density. Due to the difference in density, the buoyancy acting on the stone is also different. Last year, we have studied about density, isn't it? What is density? Density is the amount of mass per unit volume. That is, density is equal to mass by volume. Can you tell me the unit of mass? The unit of mass is kilogram. And what is the unit of volume? Yes, it is meter cube. So we can tell the unit of density is kilogram per meter cube. Okay, the unit of density is kilogram per meter cube. So, from this experiment, can you tell me which liquid has maximum density? Yes, it is saline water. And which is the liquid which has least density? It is kerosene. Okay, so the density of these liquids are different. Density of the liquid and buoyancy are directly proportional. What is meant by directly proportional? That is, when density increases, buoyancy also increases. Okay, as the density of the liquid increases, buoyancy also increases. So can you tell me which liquid has maximum buoyancy? Which liquid has maximum buoyancy? Yes, saline water, because the density of saline water is more, and the liquid which has least density is kerosene. So kerosene possesses least buoyancy. Is it clear? So the first factor affecting buoyancy is density of the liquid, and the density of the liquid and buoyancy are directly proportional. Now you will be very curious to know the exact density of these liquids, right? Just see. Water, it is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Kerosene, 810 kilogram per meter cube. And at saline water, it is 1025 kilogram per meter cube. Now, you understood about the first factor, density of the liquid, right? Now, let's do one more experiment. I am taking a magnet and a stone of same weight. Okay, say we can see the weight of that using a spring balancing air. Okay, I am going to measure the weight of the stone in air using a spring balance. Let's measure. Okay, yes, just see to the weight of the stone in air. How much? Yes, it is 65 grams. Okay, just note down the reading. So 65 grams. How will you convert this into Newton? Yes, 65 divided by 1000 into 9.8, which is equal to 0.6 Newton. Okay, now I am going to immerse the stone into the water. Just see to the measurement. How much? 45 grams. Okay, yes, it is 0.4 Newton. So, how much is the weight lost here? 0.6 minus 0.4, which is equal to 0.2 Newton. So, weight loss is equal to the buoyancy. So, the buoyancy acting on the stone is 0.2 Newton. Now, I am going to measure the weight of this magnet in air using the spring balance. Just see to the weight in air. How much? Can you see? How much is the weight? Yes, 65 grams. Okay. Now I am going to immerse this magnet into the water. Just see to the measurement. Okay. How much is the measurement? Just see. Can you see? Can you see the measurement? How much? Yes, it is 55 grams. Now you have seen the weight of the magnet in water. It was 55 grams, which is equal to 0.5 Newton. So it was 0.6 in air and 0.5 in water. So how much is the weight lost? Yes, 0.1 Newton, which is equal to the buoyancy. That is, weight lost is equal to the buoyancy. So in this case, in this experiment, can you tell me in which object buoyancy is more? It is in the case of stone. Why? Both were having the same weight in air. Still there is a difference in buoyancy. What may be the reason? It is because of the change in the volume of the object. Are their volumes same? No. Volume of the stone is more than this magnet, isn't it? So as volume increases, what happens to buoyancy? Buoyancy also increases. Okay, so what is the relation between buoyancy and volume of the object? Buoyancy and volume of the object are directly proportional. That is, when volume increases, buoyancy also increases. So, the next factor affecting buoyancy is volume of the object. Is it clear? Now we have discussed about two factors affecting buoyancy. First one, it is the density of the liquid, and the second one, it is the volume of the object. Is it clear? Now it's the homework for you. Just note down. Does a ship that enters a freshwater lake from the ocean sink more or rise more? Justify your answer. Now you have understood the factors affecting buoyancy, right? So go. You have to do this homework. See you in the next class with a new topic.